Welcome, everybody. I'm very happy to be here and share with you a bit of the experience that we had here in Italy with the project Tech for Care. Tech for Care is a platform that we decided to create to connect all the activities that were going on the Italian territory during the last few weeks that tackled the problem and the crisis we had about the current situation we are living in. So Tech for Care is a platform created by two main actors, Maker Faire Rome, the European edition, the largest Maker Faire in Europe, and IRIM, the Italian Society for Robots and Intelligent Machines. So these two main players decided to create something where it was possible to collect the effort of everybody. In doing so, they involved a lot of other partners we can see at the end of the platform. In particular, the Fab Lab that I'm managing, I'm Enrico Bassi, Fab Lab manager in Open Dot lab in Milan that worked quite a lot during the last 5 years on the topic of health and care and how it's connected with digital fabrication, but other labs as well, and different European projects that are either finished or still going on and working. So the objective of Tech for Care was mainly to figure out what was going on and collect all the energies and ideas and innovations that the maker community can have and share. And on the other hand, do something that sometimes is not structured, but it's fundamental. And it's actually to check and ask what are the problems that people are facing every day. So we spent quite a lot of time interviewing doctors and healthcare professionals, but not only healthcare professionals, to figure out what could be done to help them. On the other hand, we asked the maker community to share the ideas and projects that they already had. We know that there is a key fundamental point about not just thinking about something new, but also producing it locally when it's needed, where it's needed, in the most fast way. You know, that famous C plan that Dale Dougherty was talking about. So in our opinion, the best way to do that was to cooperate. So our objective has been since the beginning to really put together as many actors as possible. We already spoke about Maker Faire, the European edition, and as I said, it's the largest Maker Faire in Europe, with a huge tradition of engaging not just makers and the maker community, but also startups and innovators. On the other hand, IRIM is the biggest society in Italy that talks about intelligent machines and robots, partner of Maker Faire since the last few years, bringing on different solutions, and one of these will be shared later on. The other project I'd like to talk about are the other two key aspects that we think are fundamental to be able to bring effective innovation in this moment in this field. The first one is Ubora, a European founded project that wants to help open source medical devices to be actually accepted and scaled up. And Carmelo De Maria, one of the partners, will talk about this later. And the other is Make in Italy. Make in Italy is the Italian association about making. We started it a few years ago, and now we decided to push a lot on the topic and help to coordinate different people and the effort of different people. So on this website, it's possible to see, for instance, who did what, and it's also a way for us to thank the people that contributed, and the list of contribution is really, really long and impressive. And it's still going on, of course, like every maker community around the world. We decided to do this in Italy to help coordinating the effort. Italy has been hit by pretty hard by this emergency, as everybody knows. And because of that, one of the first example actually of how impactful could makers be in this topic happened here. And one of the first example of communities that um, tackled together a request from hospitals was actually from the north of Italy, one of the worst area. Speaking about the number of positives to COVID-19. All the projects that we share, both in Make in Italy and Tech for Care, are meant to be easily reproducible. So we started cooperating with Careable, that it's another European-founded project in which OpenDot is one of the partners. And the objective of Careable is to find, collect, document, and share the careables, so open solution for health and care. During the last period, we decided to focus a lot in finding and documenting solutions that could be useful in this moment. And there is a selection of projects that are easily reproducible and potentially applicable in different contexts. This is just a selection. The overall number of projects is larger, but there's to be sure that what we collected could actually have an impact, and it was documented enough to be reproduced. So thanks for following this brief introduction about the project. I invite you to come here, check all the section. There's a part about new ideas, a part about sharing a need that you might have, the project, as I said, but also it's a way to gather together and try to face this strange period together and not alone. And together, I've seen in these days the community really reacting in an amazing way, and it was shocking and moving the way the makers really put heart and mind in what they did. So thank you everybody very much for your time. As I said, I'm happy if you want to check our projects and actually maybe give us comments. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, this is Carmelo De Maria from Italy, and this is a quick video for introducing you to Tech for Care, an open platform for sharing emergency resources and projects connected to COVID-19. The platform was created thanks to an initiative of the Maker Faire European Edition and the IREM Institute, who called for action makers, fab labs, research institutes, universities, for identifying the best and more effective solution to the needs of the general population and, of course, healthcare providers. So let's give a look to this platform. The platform is composed of several sections where you can tell us about your needs connected to your everyday work. You can propose us effective solution, and we have also the space for collecting the offers of makers and labs diffused in all the territory, and do a matchmaking between people who need solution and people who can build those solutions. This was possible thanks to a huge effort of researchers in robotics, in biomedical engineering, but also lawyers who helped us to select only those solutions who are really safe and effective and that can be implemented with the tools that we can actually find into the territory. This is a very peculiar point of Tech for Care. As you can see, and if you go more or less everywhere on the web, you can find a lot of very interesting attempts for creating new ventilators, new face masks, for creating new tools for helping people in their work. But very few of them are really safe, very few of them are really effective. And this is a very important point, especially when you deal with the health of people, patients and healthcare providers. This is the reason why with Tech for Care we are taking into account the privacy of people and the safe and effectiveness of the device. Here in Europe, for example, device needs to be fabricated according to the Medical Device Regulation 2017-745, which ask you to comply with a lot of requirements that are very rarely followed by makers who are more curious, more focused on the innovation. That is true, that is correct, that is their peculiarity. But we need now to merge those words. We need to have, from one side, safe solution. We need to have the power of makers to reach people everywhere. We need to do synergy. And thanks to Tech for Care, we contacted some of the most important platform for co-design medical device. So we did a teamwork together with, for example, the Ubora platform for creating open biomedical engineering device that are compliant to the relevant standard. Or we can have other platforms such as Careables who can find solution not strictly connected to the medical field, but that are designed according to the needs of patients. I can talk a lot about the many initiatives that we had in these days. I leave you with this just curiosity. Just give a look to our catalog, whose solutions are very easy to replicate on the field, and if properly implemented, they are also effective and safe.
Buonasera, sono LHF, sono Mattia. Buonasera. Sì. Allora ora la porto a te. Ciao Lorenzo. Lorenzo. Luca. Questo che belli. È la canzone mi vedevo.
Hello to everybody, I am Manuel Catalano and I am here with LHF Connect. I am a researcher at the Italian Institute of Technologies, and with this talk I will show you what we develop inside this project. Basically, the idea was born more or less 3 months ago, and the idea was the one to have a robot that can be simply deployed in hospitals and can put in connection people inside the COVID hospital and their parents outside. This to help also them to better live the situation inside the hospital, but also to help doctors in manage the situation. The project is completely open source and was born with the idea to have to use technologies that are available today in the market and that you can easily retrieve in stores or online. And the idea was to have something that many people can build and that we can leverage on the big community of makers that can help and support this kind of development. Indeed, the heart of the project is in our website when you can retrieve all the information about the idea of the project, but importantly, you can have access to all the information about the project. And this is related to manuals, but also software, the CAD, and also information about how to sanitize the robot and how to manage it inside the COVID hospital. And obviously you have also access to the repository where you can contribute with your developments inside this project. Another important aspect that we explain and we organize through our website is the how to organize the use of the robots inside an hospital in collaboration with doctors. And in this sense, we provide information about procedures that you can apply in the hospital where you want to deploy an LHF Connect system, but also information about the privacy and how to manage these issues inside the hospital. As I said, the project was born more or less 3 months ago during the beginning of the lockdown in Italy. So we start development of the project mostly at our home, working together through teleconference. And this is, you can see one of the first development of the system inside our homes. In April, we had the deployment of the first prototype in a hospital in Massa, in Italy, close to Pisa. And we had also the deployment of the robot in the COVID hospital of Pisa, where we use daily with doctors. And this is a video that shows how the robot can interact with doctors and patients. As you can see, there is a pilot that is an external, is a volunteer external to the hospital environment that organizes together with doctors the access to the rooms where there are people and put them in connection with their family. After that, the call is done in a private way. The volunteer go back and organize with the doctors the next steps for the next call. An important aspect is that the robot can be used also for other activities, and for example can be used by doctors to for the monitoring of patients inside the rooms, and this to avoid the frequent access of the doctors inside the room, but also to reduce the use of DPI inside the hospital. And for example, the doctors can monitor the persons, the people inside, but can also have a look on parameters of machines that are usually inside the the COVID the room of the patients. The project was promoted by Italian Institute of Technologies and the University of Pisa, and had the support of the Italian Institute of Robotics and and intelligent machines, and also the support from Maker Faire Italy. The project involved many people with different roles and different different expertise, and I would like really to thank you all these people that spent their time during the quarantine to develop these ambitious projects. With this, I close my talk, and thank you all of you for the attention, and I hope to see you soon by presence soon. Goodbye.